Okay. I didn't mean to do a Vaush video this quickly after the last one, but this is an important one. Because this one shows you what a con artist this guy actually is. He says, sorry, but fuck him. Vaush's controversial kink at pride gets ratioed across queer Twitter. So now I know you guys may not be crazy over reading articles, but don't worry. We got a video, right? So I'll show the video. I just wanted to show this quick one where it says, users on Twitter exploded over his take on the matter, slamming him for his previous position of lowering the age of consent and claiming he's completely misinformed as to why the inclusion of kink at Pride is so crucial to the event itself. Now, I don't want to say anything that isn't true about Vaush, but from what I'm reading here, it sounds like he argued for the lowering the age of consent. Okay, well, that's neither here nor there. I wouldn't make that argument. But anyway, kink at Pride makes people uncomfortable and makes the event less accessible, when accessibility should be priority. Why? Who says that? Keep less family-friendly stuff to the many, many after parties and adjacent private venues every Pride has. The fact that this is controversial is insane to me. It isn't insane. Why would you make Pride Parade family-friendly? It's about sexuality. You're not supposed to bring your kids there. So, okay, we will get down to the video, but I can't show it all to you just because I was just repeating myself. This is my second take, and the first time I was just repeating myself over and over again. So let's hear it.
I want you all to understand that the fact that I'm being forced to discuss this is genuinely pathetic, and I'm actually disgusted by the broader behavior of the left-leaning community.
No, what this translates into is he's angry he is forced to make a stance and show his true motives. If you're a con man, you don't want people to know what your true motives are. By the way, one of the guys at the Pro Male Collective told me, he said, you know what it is? Vaush has grown enough that he might be able to break off from this LGBT niche. He needed so badly. And then he's feeling the waters. So let's keep going.
Not because all of you are pedophiles, but because none of you are stupid enough to understand the arguments that I'm making.
Not that all of you are pedophiles. So the only thing I can infer is that he's saying some of you guys are pedophiles. But in any event, when you listen to this, you notice he's going to bring up men a lot, even though Pride Parade is supposed to be gays and lesbians.
First, let me explain what Pride is to anybody who hasn't actually been, okay? Historically, Pride has been a lot of things. It's generally been like a parade, a march, sometimes a protest or a riot. There are a lot of directions that Pride can take. Wait, did I say smart enough, stupid enough? No. We're going 40 IQ on this one, okay? You're trying to overthink it right now. We're going down to grug mode, okay? Because this is some intuitive shit.
So if someone calls this guy out, all of a sudden they're stupid, right?
I hate to appeal to anti-intellectualism here, but the fact that there are people trying to...
This is rich, given Vaush's audience.
Fucking logic their way out of, you shouldn't be sexual around kids, it's really weird to me. So let's just...
But this is the point. Gay Pride, as far as I know, or I should say the Pride Parade, doesn't want kids around, as far as I know. No one has to bring their kids to a Pride Parade. They don't have to. Right? It's only if the Pride Parade themselves, the people involved, say they want children there, that it matters. And as far as I see, they don't want to be family friendly.
Let's just think for a second, okay? Let's talk about what pride is. Now, historically, pride has been a lot of stuff, okay? Back in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, gay people were more discriminated against here in the States. I'm referring here to America. This is like an America context type thing. And for that reason, pride parades tended to be a couple of things. First and foremost, they tended to be antagonistic, like to the broader society, which is fine. Broader society was being antagonistic to them. That works.
I still see homophobia out there. Just like people have actually said, racism hasn't disappeared. So you really think homophobia has disappeared? But in any event, whatever the purpose was originally, gay men still want to do it. So why not?
And second of all, not a great place to bring your kids, because usually cops would crack down on it, people would be throwing rocks, it was bad, okay? Just not a great place to bring kids. Not because there were gay people there, but because it was a highly contentious social event that could lead to a lot of, a lot of civil unrest, right?
So these people want to be sexual overtly. Don't bring your kids there. You're the only one who's making the argument that has to be family friendly.
That's phenomenal. This is not the era in which we currently live.
So,
Most major cities, and even a lot of small cities, now have pride events. A pride event is usually orchestrated either by the city or by some nonprofit or by a local charity group or something like that. And they have this big festival, basically. The festival is held somewhere in a relatively public area, and it's meant to be a celebration of queer culture and history. Is everyone following so far?
You mean kind of like Mardi Gras? Mardi Gras? Look at that big, bright blue sky. It's open daylight. And look at the incredible sexuality I see here. So, what are you saying, Vaush? Are you against Mardi Gras? Or is it that Mardi Gras sexuality is specifically female sexuality, and Gay Pride Parade has a lot of male sexuality involved?
Now, I've been to a number of pride events. I lived near West Hollywood, one of the gayest places on the planet, okay? I am completely saturated in the culture, okay, of, let's be real, white cis gay men being loud, okay?
So he throws the race red herring in it. What difference does it make if you're white? I don't know, but the cis thing, I don't even know what that is. But again, he says males. What, there's no lesbians there? Or do their voices still matter?
Okay, I'm completely familiar with how this runs down, all right? So I've seen some people online, they're like, Vaush has never even touched a dick, he doesn't know. First of all, I've sucked more dicks than you ever seen online.
I doubt it. I don't believe you, matter of fact. If you're so gay, Vaush, how come you shacked up with a woman? And more than that, how come you shacked up with her in such a traditional manner? Where you're the one with the notoriety in the YouTube channel and she's doing what? Working a part-time job? It's a traditional setup you have. You have a typical relationship. So you're so gay, you got together with a woman and you're doing what all heterosexual men do.
That's probably not true. You're probably all always online degenerates. But anyway, shut up, okay? Second of all, that the extent to which people engage in sexual activity is not a marker of their participation in a community, okay? Look, here's how pride works, all right? Get ready. Okay? Everyone get ready. So I'm going to draw a square. I know, not a very fun shape, but that's what we're going with. This right here is pride, okay? What should pride be? What pride should be now is not what pride should have been 30 years ago, keep in mind. We're not working.
Who told you that? I would like to talk to the people, anyone who sees this video, any gay person, tell me, are you happy with the way pride is or aren't you? Or better yet, if you want pride the way it is, what's the problem with you having it that way?
working off history here. We're working off modern need, okay? Modern utility, okay? What should pride be? Now, in my mind, pride should make it a rainbow so it's more exciting. That takes effort. In my mind, okay, this is my brain. Here's my perspective, okay? Pride should be an uncontroversial celebration of queer identity and queer history as a way of A, putting on a good face for the normies, B, giving people who are on the cusps of the community an entry into it, like an opportunity to dip their toes in, C, showing people what it's all about, and D, being fun, okay?
But these guys are having fun doing what they're doing. They're having fun. And why does it have to be good to us normies? I'm a straight guy. I don't have to go to the gay pride. It doesn't have to be built for me. Are you, Vaush, saying that the gay pride parade has to attract a heterosexual guy like me? I thought any other time you'd be saying screw guys like me. The gay pride parade isn't for me. But now, not only is it for me, you want it to be for children.
The reason why I like these elements is because I think that it works to A, normalize like gay people, which is good. That's good.
I thought we were beyond that. I thought the whole point of showing it off in the old days was to try and normalize it, to say, here we are, we're queer. Not only are they antagonizing it, they want people to see them so they would get normalized. So how's it normalizing if you take all the kink out of it? If you take all the sex of the gay pride parade, there'd be nothing left. It'd be like kicking the shit out of a turd.
And B, it makes it easier for people who might otherwise not participate in the gay community jump into it. See, that's important.
I doubt it. As a heterosexual man, I have no interest in it. It really is just for the gays. And I say, let them have it. What is it, once a year? Let them walk down the street.
Okay? It's important that that happen. If a person is gay or trans or lesbian, I'm just going to say gay generally because LGBT saying over and over again has more syllables. If a person is gay, generally, why care about the opinion of cisheads? Ban that person. We'll get to you. So
he's, why can't, so he said, ban that person. Wow. Vaush must be one of those free speech advocates. God. Because it was a good question to me as a normie. There's just a minute, we get some noise outside. So
if a person is gay, it can often be a really...
Like I said, he's banning some guy just for saying that, because it is a good question. Why should they care what the straight guys think?
Isolating experience, especially if you're young, okay? Or queer. Let's go with queer. If a person is queer, it can often be a really isolating experience, okay? So let me remind you guys, if you're 26 and like a gay dude, you don't have shit on 14-year-olds starting to realize they may be queer. Gay.
What do you mean by that? Because if you're 26, you must have been 14 at one time. You would remember, you'd think back, say, yeah, I remember when I was 14 and gay and how awful it was.
Gay, lesbian, trans, whatever, okay? You don't have shit on them, all right? They are the ones who need the greatest amount of social support, okay? Trust me. They're the ones who need the representation. They're the ones who need the public support. They're the ones who need the entryism. They're the ones who need all the help they can get.
Sorry. But if you're 13, 14, you're not allowed to go to like R-rated movies. They're going to have to get their entry somewhere else. The gay pride parade does not have to make it PG friendly to attract, adolescents just because Vaush says so.
Yeah, okay? I'm fucking 27, okay? I'm queer. It doesn't affect my life in the slightest. Nobody bothers me. It helps that I live in a progressive city, but my age also gives me the ability to separate myself from people who might be hateful towards me because of my identity. I have the power in that situation. If I have neighbors who I don't like, if I have coworkers who I don't like, if there are people in my life who I don't like and they hate me because I like men too,
I don't think you like men, Vaush.
I can easily cut them out of my life, or maybe with some difficulty, but a kid has no power.
This is such a non-argument. This is meaningless. That doesn't mean in any way that the gay pride parade has to defang itself. It's about sexual orientation. So I'm sorry, it's not for children.
Pride isn't for kids should unironically go fucking walk off, okay, into the woods of Nebraska and go live and prim lifestyles where they can never again reach a computer and tell me what they think pride should be, okay?
Who are you to say what the gay pride parade should be? What if the people in the gay pride parade disagree with you? What if like 1,000 people that go to the gay pride parade every year say, Vaush, this is the way we want it, and we're doing it. I suggest you shut up.
Selfish. So fucking selfish when you, an adult, try to tell everyone that pride shouldn't be for kids.
No, there are all kinds of things that aren't for kids. You think parents of kids don't go and leave their kids with a babysitter and go do adult things? No. You are the selfish one because you were trying to defang the gay pride parade. That's what this would happen. If they wanted to be kid friendly, it'd just be a bunch of men and women dressed normally walking down the street and while having a boring time and just saying I'm gay.
Because you want to do adult shit at Pride. You
And they
are
do.
so fucking
Why
self-obsessed.
not? Why can't they do it? It's not selfish. It's a particular parade, and it's what happens once a year. Why can't they? I mean, that's like saying, "Hey, you should shut down New Year's party just because you leave the kids at home with a babysitter and go get drunk." New Year's isn't for kids, and gay pride doesn't have to be for kids either.
It makes me disgusted to be a part of this community to see takes like that taken seriously. Oh, dude, Pride historically has been about throwing bricks at cop cars. First of all, fuck you, LARPer. You weren't doing shit like that. Second of all,
this is a non sequitur, and I'll get ahead of it until it's over because it doesn't matter whether guys are LARPing or not. It depends on what these guys want to do. If they still want to go down the street, these gay men, that's who he has a problem with, and show off their sexuality, that's their business.
I think Pride should be appropriate to children. Okay.
There you go. There's his argument. I disagree. And more to the point, I'd like to know from the LGBT if they agree with Vaush or me. If they agree with me, there's no problem at gay pride being what it is. I mean, if you agree with Vaush, well, then maybe he has some kind of point.
Okay. I think that you should be like, if you're like a gay parent, if you're like 35 and you got like a 9-year-old kid, you should be able to go there and
not me. What's a 9-year-old going to do at a gay pride parade? They're non-sexual beings. They don't care about it. What would be the purpose? You can't take the sexuality out of gay pride. It'd be like kicking the shit out of a turd.
Not only should you be able to go there, you should be able to invite like your kids' friends' parents there. Like you should be, hey, like
And what would they do there as kids?
my kid and your kid want to hang out. Maybe they could go this and we could like hang out or something, like that kind of thing, you know? Like that's how presentable I want it to be. And a lot of places,
I hope it never becomes like that. Like I say, how about Mardi Gras here? How about that? You know, look how sexualized this is. I don't, well, at night, I don't see kids here, but in the ones with daytime, if I don't see kids here, either they don't care if the kids are here, but I suspect they don't take their kids to Mardi Gras. It's an adult party, right? And Vaush, do you have something against Mardi Gras? I bet you don't. So my guess, again, is that your real issue is that Mardi Gras, like I said, is female sexuality on display. And the Gay Pride Parade has male sexuality on display.
are that presentable. I don't want to give the impression that all pride events are like these degeneracy havens that, and like I'm complaining against that. I'm mostly complaining against the
Degeneracy havens, really. So any kind of sexuality that is the least bit off the norm is degenerate. I mean, that would include, in the old days at least, it would include gay sexuality in the first place. If you are this giant LGBT representative, the last word that should come out of your mouth is degenerate.
people on social media who think that pride should be some sort of nightclub spillover fuckfest who do.
Why is he always talking about social media? He's always, it's not just Vaush. Everyone tries to do this. They always try to make it like there's the online people and then there's the real life people. The online people do go outdoors and the outdoor people do get online. They're the same people.
Do not give a shit about the kids. But there's a group even worse than them.
No, they shouldn't, because if the kids aren't invited, there's no reason to give a shit about the kids.
There's a group even worse than them. There's the group of people who say, no, pride should be for kids.
Okay. This is what, it doesn't matter if there's a group of people like that. We're talking about pride in general and everybody involved. So we could make a poll. We could ask people, do they want children there or not? Okay.
Having an advertisement with like softcore nudity is nowhere near the same as a gigantic fucking block party with men in leather thongs dancing around. Okay.
There you go. Men in leather thongs dancing around. Specifically, what, Vaush? No vaginas? There's no vaginas. There's no women going around showing off their sexuality. Is gay pride only for gay men? You know what I mean? So this is starting to become clear to me what the real problem is. By the way, I don't see any children at Mardi Gras, and that's good. So obviously, Mardi Gras, if they want to get really sexual, they just say no children. So why not gay pride? Why not gay pride, Vaush?
I can this is not the same thing, okay? All right? This is not even remotely comparable for so many reasons that are so obvious that I worry the people making these takes legitimately have never been outside. So to them, a picture on a billboard and a person in real life, they carry the same weight in their head. Like to that, like their minds have melted until they don't understand the difference between bringing a kid to a shopping mall and walking by a Victoria's Secret and bringing a kid to Pride and seeing a bunch of dudes in leather fucking gimp suits being led around by a leash.
It's a bunch of dudes. I guess there's no lesbians at Gay Pride Parade. I guess, but more importantly, I can see what's on his brain. the genders are very specific with this guy who supposedly likes men.
Not gonna lie, mods, you can just ban everyone who says shit like that. None of these people belong in my community. Okay.
Sorry if I cut that into it. Someone said it sounds like a trad take, and he says just ban the mods, ban these guys. Oh my god.
Now, additionally, yeah, okay, cool, yeah, just purge, okay, just remove, okay. These people, they don't have arguments, by the way. They just want to be able to wave their dick around in front of kids. Yeah,
Wow, they just want to wave their dicks around in front of kids. What, no vaginas? No vaginas? Vaush, should I look up gay pride to see if there's any lesbians there? This is very gender specific. Sorry. Oh, God.
Really have to argue back to this point? One of the core things that I learned when I got my fucking kinky rocks on or whatever in college was public play is irresponsible unless done in a controlled setting because people around you haven't consented to being a party to your sexual activity. This is like 101.
Yes, but people know that stuff happens at gay pride parade. So, I mean, if they show up, they're consenting, aren't they?
This particular subject. What about topless women in public? Well, that's an interesting question right there, okay? Do women go topless in public in states where they're allowed to? The answer is no. In New York City, they're allowed to, aren't they?
No, that's true. But obviously, Vaush, given the circumstances, women can be pretty well naked, can't they? That looks almost topless to me. So given the right circumstances, like in this case, Mardi Gras parade, you can have women who are almost topless. Vaush, are you against Mardi Gras? Vaush, are you against Mardi Gras? Are you? So if you're not, gay pride parades should do the same things. They should be allowed to do the same things.
You guys ready? Here's what you can do. The main pride event should be accessible to everyone. Did you know that there's never just one pride event in any city?
I disagree. I don't think it should be accessible to anyone. I don't think it should be accessible to children.
City ever? Did you know that there are billions of block parties and after parties, clubs hosting special events, fucking private venues hosting shows and all that shit afterwards? Everywhere in every city in America that has more than 10,000 people in its population? Did you know pride parades aren't the be-all end-all of public queer advocacy and expression? Did you know that? Are you aware that if you really want to wear a dog mask in front of people, you can go to any of the dozens of available spaces designed to cater to horny adults?
So take it back in the closet. That's what he's saying.
You can do that anywhere. Just, can we let Pride be like an event where people can just like go and it's not this crazy fucking controversy optics nightmare 97 fucking % of the time?
What if they want it that way though? Also, all this area, notice he's making it huge. What if the outside of the Pride parade, it's very small? But in any event, it doesn't matter. Because Vaush is basically saying, get back in the closet.
Can you clarify if people in a leather vest is sexual or not? Guys, I don't know why when I say leather gimp suit, people hear this. Hold on. Gay leather. Let me show you what's not inappropriate at Pride. I don't know why this is controversial to anyone. I don't know what. Okay, hold on. This is fine. Why do people keep pretending that when I say leather gimp suit, I mean dudes like this, okay? Yes, I know about leather culture. Holy shit, they're dressed up more.
He's showing men again. So let me guess, these leather gimp suits were worn by men, right? And that's your issue. So that particular fetish is off the table according to Vaush. And if you want to bring the kids, get rid of the gimp suit, yes, but this is fine by. So kids seeing this is fine. Kids would look at that and scratch their head and say, what's this about? And the reason they'd say what's this about is because they don't understand sexuality and therefore they shouldn't be at gay pride parade because it's about sexuality. It's about sexual orientation.
More than I am at Pride. I wear tank tops and shorts at Pride, okay? They're wearing more than I am, all right? Now, this admittedly, I mean, this looks pretty warm. I don't know what the temperature is over there. Going to get pretty steamy under that clothing, which is maybe the point. But when I'm saying leather gimp suits, I am not referring to people wearing normal clothing, which
I don't consider that normal clothing. There we go. He's showing two gay men. So I ask again, everyone, where are all the lesbians at the gay pride parade?
blue armband. Is this like pro cop leather? Look, ignoring the potential political implications, nobody's referring to this when they talk about like leather shit being inappropriate. Now, there are a lot of
All the times he shows nothing but men, I suspect, again, his issue is male sexuality. So this guy's showing his homophobia, as far as I can see.
Yes. Okay. But can we really look? I'm not trying to define the lines here. Okay. I'm not telling you there is a very solid, very specific, very definite line where this is acceptable and this is unacceptable. Because you know what? We don't have that anywhere.
Okay, then. Then why did you make it? You already pointed out, the guys in leather, they're okay to you. But the guy in the get mask wasn't good enough. So there is a line. And you are drawing it. So why are you saying this horseshit?
Determine with perfect accuracy what an acceptable line is. I'm only making the argument that you shouldn't engage in sexual behavior around children, that kink, BDSM, pet play, dom shit is sexual behavior that you shouldn't engage in around children, and that pride should be accessible to kids. Those
Well, there you go. So if the pride parade, the vast majority of people don't want it accessible to children, then none of that matters. I would like to know what they really think. If the pride parade, if the people there, the vast majority of them don't want it for children, then they can have all the fetishes they like. Right? So that's your opinion. It doesn't matter what you want, Vaush. If people don't want what you want, then there you go. And frankly, if you wanted children there, it would defang. It'd be more than defang. It would destroy what the gay pride parade is about: sexuality. You can't have their kids there and have sexuality. So you're just saying you don't want the gay pride parade anymore. Okay, you're going to find this very interesting.
I don't know what's going to be going on down there. The lines are culturally determined and they're variable and they're arbitrary and they differ from culture to culture. I'd be okay with pride parades in Europe maybe being a little bit more permissive with nudity than pride parades in America for the same reason that I think it's okay to do some things in some countries but not other things in other countries. The broader utilitarian concern is conforming to the cultural expectations that you live of the country you live in.
Do you hear that, gay men? Vaush wants you to conform. It's all about conformity. Which means you may as well go back into the closet. Oh my God. I would have to say that, usually something is either good or it isn't. So because he's an American, he's willing to conform to American standards.
And if you disagree with that, then my follow-up question would be, how would you feel about going to Saudi Arabia as long as you were given some kind of diplomatic immunity and holding a pride parade over there using the same kind of clothing and attitudes that you do over here in the States?
So all he's saying is that it'd be dangerous for you there. That doesn't mean whether it's right or wrong. It has absolutely nothing to do with whether you want to take all the sexuality out of the sexual movement so that children can show up. Why does the gay pride parade need children there at all? Anyway, I think I've shown enough of this clown, this con artist. I suspect he's getting ready to jump ship, like the boys say, off the LGBT. And one of the guys actually said, if he gets popular enough, he'll become a right winger. And I don't know if that's true, but that was his particular particular prediction, and we'll see if it does come true. But as you can see, sounds like to me he's getting ready to dump these LGBTs that he considers losers. As you see, a lot of his people in his chat were disagreeing with him, and he was just banning them. So this is what this character is actually about.